Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your guy DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk podcast. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. First up, I got my guy Spec in the building. You know, we gonna talk a little bit respect or speculation on just everything going on in the news. You know what I mean? Especially Noah Lyles saying NBA players shouldn't be called world champions. What you talk about, Willis? Also, we gotta talk some political talk about Nikki Haley versus Jamel Hill, Eminem giving a cease and desist to Vivek Ramaswamy, and of course, we gotta talk about U.S. Open players saying that Queens smells like that sticky icky. That and much more. It's a Perfect Talk podcast, baby.
DJ Playboy.
What's good, Josh? Your man DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk podcast, and I'm here with my dog. He's back. Spec, what it do, brother?
What's good, player?
Happy to have you in the building, man. How's life been?
Man, life is good. Blessed. Happy to see another day.
Where you been? Tell the people where you been, man. They missed you.
Yeah, fresh off this vacation in PR. Needed that break to relax. You know what I'm saying? Recuperate.
Okay.
Get my mind right.
Get the mind right. How was it? Everything was cool?
Everything was good. Everything was good.
Stayed at
my new favorite place.
Well, you stayed at a new resort also.
Yeah.
Is that your new favorite place? That's what you're saying, or is Puerto Rico your new
Just
favorite
in
place?
general, Puerto Rico so far.
Yeah? Sweet, man. Good place to live, right? And then they got some like crazy tax like exemptions and shit like that. Like,
I'm not 100% sure, but I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm pretty sure Jake Paul lives out there.
Oh, really?
Oh no, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
I think Logan Paul lives out there, and Bad Bunny was like hating on him, saying that like it's some shit like that. Like you gotta live there. But I think you get some like crazy real estate shit or tax breaks or some shit.
Okay.
But yeah, man, life's good.
It's a beautiful island.
Yeah. You been back, man. What you been up to though, man? I went to the $4 movies. Everybody, like 2 weeks ago was like what National Movie Theater Day or some shit like that. I know.
Nah, it was last week.
Or when they hear this. By the time it gets.
By the time, yeah, true that.
By the time it gets. Well, yeah, it was last.
No, you right.
It was last week, yeah. So 2 weeks ago. I'm not crazy. Nah, it was. What was? I don't know what the day was, but I know it was like nationwide. Like movie theaters was $4.
Right. Yeah, I'm not even.
You gonna make some shit up?
Yeah.
It's a United Artists Day and shit. Nah, but I saw a movie. You caught one too, right?
I caught Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What you thought about it?
I thought it was cool. I mean, it wasn't. Like I said in the group chat, it ain't gonna be nothing compared to the one that came out in the '90s, the real life shit.
Nothing could touch that. But you liked it though?
Yeah, it was cool.
It's because when you start a critique with it ain't da. I think people already is like, I was like, yo, I felt defensive when you said that. I was like, I like that movie. That shit was hard. But to your point, I do agree with you 100%. Nothing's gonna touch the live action. I think it dropped in 1990. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Like that was fire. Had April in it. Casey, the hockey mask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't feel the need to fall asleep.
Not in this one. Or
yeah. Like when we went and seen what was it, Little Mermaid? I didn't really want to see it, but it was more so forced upon me.
Yeah.
So I'll get a little shut eye.
Little Mermaid was weak. I didn't have the urge to see that one. I saw Strays. I don't know. That's Jamie Foxx. Yep, that's okay. Jamie Foxx and Will Ferrell. And I don't even want to throw no shade on it, but I'll start it with this. You would think with those two heavyweights that is bigger comedy than it really is.
Right.
But for what it was, like a cute little like animal movie, but with raunchy comedy. So
was it like PG-13?
I think it's rated R. I'm pretty sure it's rated R, right?
Okay.
And
so it's not for kids.
Not for kids at all, right? But what I think movie theaters is doing, not movie theaters, but like studios is doing now is like they're trying to like, if you don't look at the rating, that's on you. Kind of like, it's kind of marketed. Like Barbie, for instance. My daughter wants to see Barbie, but she can't. There's some stuff in Barbie that's inappropriate.
It's PG-13?
It is PG-13,
That's crazy.
But you wouldn't even know that, right? You would think just by the commercials that they're marketing to like the young age. There was a family that walked out of Strays because it was just like too much. Like
is it animated?
Nah, it's not animated. It's like Look Who's Talking. You remember that back in the day when the baby? It's like they kind of...
Okay, so it's real life, but with... like
human voices.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Voiceovers, yeah. And I think they make their mouths kind of like move to the same way. But it's it's hilarious though. It's a funny movie, a lot of dick jokes, a lot of F-bombs. I was like I said, a family walked out. Like they was like, all right, we had enough. Like this shit. But there's a little kid in there. I was like, but I was thinking to myself, I'm like, if you didn't know better, or if you didn't know to look at ratings, which I mean,
Yeah, I mean, strays and dogs. That's for all kids, for people of all ages.
It even runs like a kind of a kids movie, like the way from the storyline goes. Right. It's not too complicated. It's you know what I mean, kind of like. You know what I mean? Old things work out at the end, fairy tale type. Like, you would think it was a kid's movie until they start talking and motherfuckers is just dropping, like, crazy F-bombs and shit like that. Like, but, now, what else happened? I had to go get an oil change today, right? And this shit, it threw me by surprise because I'm like, I just got an oil change. Like, in June or
okay.
I want to say early July, maybe. So then...
Your car said you needed it?
Yeah. So this is why it was complicated for me. I don't want to go into too much of a car talk tangent, but like it was like a week ago I had like my car was overheating. I had heating issues. So then I like put coolant in it, you know what I'm saying? Noticed that coolant was just leaking right out. Took it to the mechanic, got it fixed. Now before that, previously was inspection. So I'm pretty sure I did inspection / oil change same time.
Okay.
And then I'm driving this week, and the joint, like, I don't know, you know when you just fix something on your car that costs you a grip? The second it make that sound, the light come on or something. Yeah. So I'm like, this joint said oil, and I'm like, I get the expensive oil. You're supposed to get 5,000 miles. You're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, be able to go even further than what they write on the sticker. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, cool, I'll just go to Valvoline, because I want to make sure they check everything. If something was leaking, something was doing, you know, Valvoline going to tell you, right? Got it done. Cool oil change, cost me $100 that I didn't really want to pay, but I did the math on it. I was sitting here thinking, I was just talking to myself thinking, I'm like, I don't think them niggas gave me an oil change when I got the inspection. And it's because I'm doing the math on it. It would be about 5,000 miles right now from June. You'd be like an extra 2,000. You know what I'm saying? Because I use my car a lot. So I'm like, I wonder, and no disrespect to my mechanic, I won't say the name because they are great mechanics to me. They show me love when I didn't have money to pay for stuff. They let me pay for stuff, but now, you know, they bigger now. They got employees. I wonder if somebody just looked at the oil and was like, this dude, he got another month or two. You know what I'm saying? It was like, but still charged me for the shit.
But what made you think that they didn't do it? Oh, because
the light came on, and then when I asked the Valvoline dude, right? So I said the whole thing about the coolant system got fixed and all that. He's like, nah, that wouldn't affect it. And then I was like, well, was it low? He's like, nah, it wasn't low, it was just dirty. I'm like, that's from being in there too long. I'm like, yo, did they get me for the okie doke, bro? Like, I don't know, bro. That's a conspiracy, but I don't know. The math ain't mathing. Right. That look a little crazy, man. But that was today.
Perfect.
Shout out everybody out there. I had to change my shirt because I just spilled coffee all over myself. My Perfect Talk mug done betrayed me.
Everybody doesn't grow at the same pace.
Exactly.
Two.
Oh shit.
Even.
Yo, are you kidding me?
At least it's just water, or is that coffee?
It's coffee, bro.
Oh, damn. I'm staying the perfect.
Damn. But Spec, we're gonna switch it up right now to Plicker's Spotlight story. It's a story that I just feel like has to get attention. Not always the biggest headline, but this one I felt should have been a bigger headline. But we reached that point in society, American society, unfortunately, where mass shootings don't get more than a day, you know what I'm saying, of a headline. Maybe if it's a slow weekend.
Becoming normal.
Yeah, exactly. And this one was no different. This one happened in Jacksonville. And it was unfortunate. It happened at a Dollar General, which is crazy. I'm in Dollar General all the time. It was racially motivated. Gunman's name was Ryan Christopher Palmer. Killed people holding an assault-style rifle that had a swastika written emblazoned on it. He had writings and posts that were definitely racist. You know what I mean? Called his father, told him where to find a will and a suicide note during the shooting. It killed 3 black individuals. Could have been worse, you know what I mean? Could have been much worse. I think he went to a campus the day before, actually.
Like word? And did what?
HBCU, and I think people saw him putting on assault rifle gear. And they contacted campus security, and then once campus security approached him, then he took off. Yeah.
So it could have been something.
Yeah, he was trying to take out as many black people as possible. You know what I mean? And it's just tragic. It's something that like we're numb to it now, but it unfortunately, especially when you see the racially motivated ones, I think you're like still feel this way. It's still like that. Like this dude's 20 years old or 20 something years old, right? If I'm not mistaken.
So he clearly wasn't thinking.
Yeah, but also he also did suffer from some type of mental health issues. I guess he wasn't taking medicine, which his father said on the 911 call that he saw that his medicine thing was full. You combine hatred and you know what I mean mental illness and you get mass shootings. You know what I mean?
There's not much you can do about that. I mean, you can't. Once somebody's an adult, you can't force them to take their meds.
Yeah, exactly.
But the point to take away, I mean, you have brought up, you know, he was at a HBCU. You see something, you say something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was you know, they was able to deter that. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and it's easy, especially where we're from in the culture we come from, New York City, to
mind your business,
just ignore it. Yep. I just want to get home. You know what I mean? I don't want to. But yeah, no, that could be the difference between a tragedy and life going on as normal. You know what I mean? Right. Seen a shooting also at the UNC campus.
I didn't hear about that.
It was a Asian young man. I want to get his name. He shot his faculty advisor.
He just shot one person?
Shot one person and left. It wasn't like a mass shooting. So it was targeted. You know what I mean?
It was an Asian dude?
Asian dude, right? They throwing the over-under like off with the mass shootings now because you never would have guessed that before. It was always like, okay, like school shooter, you know what I mean? You assume white boy.
Did they release a motive?
I don't know if they released the motive, but they did say it was his faculty advisor. So they
want to allow him to take a course credit. Is that like,
I had a faculty advisor
want to
tell
get
me
in this AP class, nigga. You know who I am.
I mean, we laughing, but it could be something
funny.
as silly as that. Yeah, exactly. But I had a campus advisor, faculty advisor that like told me I couldn't take communications because of like some course or some grade that I got. And then it's like I still went on and did radio and podcasting and obviously, you know, things within the communication field. So it's like, why would you even give a faculty advisor that much power? But I'm not sure, you know what I mean? Tyler Key, 34-year-old, was charged Tuesday with first-degree murder and having a gun on educational property in the killing of Zihe Yan inside the science building at...
So it was Asian on Asian...
Yes.
Oh man, I really want to know
what was going on, right?
Said something about his mother. It's like,
I feel sorry for your mother.
What you say about my mama?
Nah, but I mean, not to get stereotypical. I mean, they take school very serious.
They do.
Yeah, so it's like, and that, you know what I mean. But
I mean, faculty, it had to be over a class. I mean.
Because not even your teacher, right? It's a faculty advisor.
It's like you don't, like you say, you're not going to let me get in this class? I need this class.
And you know what's crazy? School just started. Like, how deep could it be? You know what I'm saying?
I really want to take this class.
Or drop a class.
Man.
But that's like, but the point of both, I think why I brought them up is just, it's mental health. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever,
I mean, it's
the normal people, we get pissed
like
off
that.
on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? You get disrespected, and you brush it off, or you find some other way to deal with the outlet. But there's people who can't process things not going their way, or in the Florida shooting, I believe he lost his job, and they said his father said he was just living in his room. So sometimes it's easy to blame a group of people or other people for your downfall. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we need more of in just society.
Was he living at home with his parents?
In the Florida,
yeah.
Yes, I believe.
Oh man.
Yeah, because he told his dad to go to the room, so like the dad obviously, you know, I mean, didn't have to travel far to get to the room.
I don't like to judge other parents at all because being a parent is a very tough job. But sometimes I just question, like, as a parent, you know your child, and so. It's like there was clearly something wrong. There had to be like signs that I'm like, as a parent, you know, what was you thinking? There had to be signs.
No, there was. I believe they said the father had to call 911 about a year ago, I want to say, because the son had threatened to kill himself. So there were signs. You know what I mean? I want to make sure I'm not misquoting that. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Not a year ago, but the father said he had called the Clay County Sheriff's Office a few years ago when his son threatened to kill himself. They said that he flunked out of college and then worked at Home Depot and was pretty much living in his room after losing that job. So, no, I mean it's real easy to blame the parents of a mass shooter. They're the ones who are closest, right? They should have seen the signs. But I also feel like sometimes you have the biggest blinders on. When
As
you're
a parent?
Yeah, when it's your kid, you know what I mean? Because one, you don't think your kid is capable of doing something terrible on that level, and then two, I think just from, and I have very not extreme experiences with this, but there's a tendency to forgive. You know what I mean, and kind of just hope things get better. You know what I mean? Whether you gotta really be a person of faith,
right?
You know what I mean, to be entrenched day to day with a person suffering from a mental health issue. You know what I mean? So, I can see where it gets tricky to make the call, to, you know what I mean, to act, to stand up. Like I get it. Yeah. But no, that's definitely, we want to say thoughts and prayers to the victims of both shootings, and yeah, just definitely like it. We're just too numb to it.
Yeah, and the sad part is I don't see an end to any of it. Like, it's just gonna keep happening, getting bigger, worse.
All right, we gotta lighten things up a little bit here, Spec. How about we take it to your segment, respect with speculation. You know what I'm saying? Let's put some respect on his name.
My name come up, respect. Yeah.
Let's go.
Stop playing with my name.
This is when I asked my guy Spec whether he has respect or speculation for just some things that have been going on. And are you familiar with Noah Lyles? He's a track star. You probably seen his posts, or excuse me, his quote, but I'll show it to you real quick.
You know, the thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals, and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the U.S. at times, but that ain't the world. That is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flag to show that they are represented. There ain't no flags in the NBA.
Why did he even, did somebody ask him a question about, like, I don't know why that even came up or how it came up, that he just felt the need to say that.
I have not heard the question be asked. It sounds like he was kind of going on a tangent. It sounds like he answered the question and then kind of was like, and another thing. You know what I mean? But
somebody had to say, I mean, it had to, you don't just wake up just wanting to say something like that. So NBA player probably stole his girl or something.
That's what I heard people saying. Like,
that's probably what happened. I mean, he's mad about something.
But then Sha'Carri Richardson came out and was like, I'm standing with Noah on this one. At Lyles Noah, the organization has players from different countries, talking about the NBA, but do they compete against different countries? You have to go against the world in order to be a world champion.
Fuck, they go against the world every 4 years. Or every 3 years.
What do you mean?
Every 2 years.
Every game, the best players in the league is foreigners. Who's the top? I think an American hasn't won the MVP, I think, since 2018.
Oh, you're talking about in the
NBA? Yeah. Okay. I think it's been Giannis. It's been Jokic. Even that,
the NBA is. I mean, it's not an opinion. The NBA has always been the premier league, and they show it every 2 years when there is world competition.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was 1 or 2 years where they lost. But we're talking about decades.
But isn't there's a FIBA tournament going on right now, right?
That's the world tournament.
Are pros playing in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's all like nowadays. It wasn't always all pros. Like once upon a time, like when we were kids,
Yeah.
it was like
College.
college players and shit like that. But ever since the U.S. took that loss, back in like '08 or something like that.
But that's the Olympics. But do they play?
No, but ever since then,
Yeah.
NBA players then started competing in the FIBA tournament and the Olympics. Whereas
Exclusively, it's only NBA players, or can you not be in the NBA and play in it also? I feel like I saw a headline that some dude from around here is actually.
No, because remember they have like practice squad. They
Yeah.
have like but they're not. Yeah, so there's players on the team that aren't in the NBA. They may be in the G League. They may be, but
okay.
they're not getting court time during the actual game. But
Gotcha, okay.
so like, but they do have additional people playing the game with them.
Okay.
That are not necessarily in the NBA.
But all right, to Noah Lyles' defense, and I want to make sure I get it right here, because Noah Lyles, he is a great what's the word I want, athlete, to you know what I mean, to sum it up. I watched him 2 weeks in a row, and I didn't even really know what I was watching, but I believe he won the men's was it 4x100 meter. What was it? It was something. It was something else. But I watched him 2 weeks in a row to the point where I thought I was watching the same thing twice. Like I saw him just dominate. You know what I mean? And what I have to say about that is like running. There's two sports that everybody could do, from just caveman, birth, instinct. Fighting, like somebody coming at you, you either hit them first, you hit them harder,
Right.
and then somebody coming at you. And you can't hit them first, you can't hit them harder, you run. And you got to outrun the enemy, right? But you really just got to outrun the nigga next to you.
Right.
Because the enemy.
can get that nigga.
Exactly. And I think if, like, just pure athleticism, track is one of those sports. Fighting, I'll say boxing, MMA.
I mean, it's not only track. There's a lot of sport that are singular, like that.
Yeah, exactly. But I think in his mind, he just feels this is just everybody's sport. Like, everybody can't play basketball. Some people just are uncoordinated to play basketball. Some people don't have the toughness to play football. But I think they just feel like track is like me and you on the block. Yo, I'll race you to that car right there.
But we could all run. Just like anybody can shoot a basketball. It doesn't mean it's gonna go in the hoop. You and I can run, but I can't compete with that nigga. So yeah, I don't know. His statement it definitely gets speculation, because it's like,
where'd it come from, right?
Where'd it come from? But you can't say NBA players don't compete again during the season. Yeah, they're only playing in the United States against U.S. teams, but in the off season, during certain years, every 2 years, they are competing internationally. The actual NBA players, and 9.5 out of 10 times they're winning those competitions. So to say that they are world champs. So I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe in his mind, like when you win a championship in the NBA, it was a championship in that league, right? That year you didn't compete against, Rome or Italy or any other international. You just competed in the US against other U.S. based teams. So maybe that's what he was, but it just sounds like a reach.
And also, like, baseball is the same thing. They go World Series. It ain't the world. It's like, what was you like, to your point? Like, why are you so mad at the NBA players, right? Like, that did come out of nowhere. But yeah. I really don't see it. I don't know what he was trying to do. And Stephen A. Smith said this. I ain't gonna try to take his point, but it was just like, the best players come over from the international play in the NBA.
Yeah.
So he was reaching, but I mean,
maybe he just knows. All I need to do is go viral.
Yes, maybe. Yeah, man, and that's probably what it exactly is. Because nowadays everybody's doing something for a look, and it brings us to our next story, man. Vivek Ramaswamy. Man is just. I think he's just happy to be there. He's just happy to be on the stage. He's just happy to be. You know what I'm saying? As far as he is, you know what I'm saying? And he got carried away with himself at one of them state fairs and started rapping Eminem, Lose Yourself.
Forgetting what he wrote.
was like the corniest. It was cringy, bro. It was like, what are you doing? Like,
He was trying to connect with the people.
well, he connected with Eminem because Eminem gave him a cease and desist.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and was like, stop using my music. You know what I'm saying? Because
That's hilarious.
well, just stop using my music. Like, I don't want to be represented with you. But BMI did send him like a letter with a cease and desist, and said that he can't use Eminem's music in any way, shape, or form. I don't know. Vivek Ramaswamy, respect or speculation. Like, my man came out and said he doesn't believe in white supremacy after a racist mass shooting. I think he said it before the shooting, but around the same time as the racist mass shooting is gonna say he doesn't believe in a white supremacist. He thinks a white supremacist is like a unicorn. He's never seen one. And it's just like, what are you talking about, bro? You know what I mean? But I don't know. What's your thoughts on Vivek?
I think, he's just happy to be on the stage. Mm-hmm. He's happy to just, he has mad money. So, I mean, people like him, he's not going to win, obviously. And so he's just, he's doing, everybody on the Republican side is going up against Trump, mm-hmm. who's the most braggadocious, so you're not going to beat him if you don't have anything like, that's going to spark, like, that something that's make a polarizing statement like, mm-hmm. I've never seen a white supremacist or some nonsense like that. I mean, it's the only way you can try and get some shine in the field of, I don't even know how many candidates they have right now. I was 15 or some shit like that.
And that's the only who can make the stage. They got other niggas trying to run.
So, I mean, you gotta say or do outlandish things to try and get some shine.
He said, I see something that he said, in addition to the SATs, English and math, he thinks physical fitness should be added on that as well. Just to kind of like counteract affirmative action being taken out of admission. And it just sounds stupid, bro. It's just like you said, it seems like what's going to get a headline? What's going to piss people off? What's going to get people mad? And it comes off kind of corny. But like I said, he also comes off on like he won already. Like he's already a bigger celebrity than he was 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying? So, but can we respect or speculation? Is Lose Yourself just like the most inspirational rap song by Eminem? Not the one I guess he hyped the most, but
I mean it's one rap song. I mean I can't think of another one that'll when you hear that dun 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 dun, like it's oh shit.
Like even Terrence Crawford bringing him out. You know what I'm saying? For the fight. Like that was like, yo, he didn't even have to rap it. Just playing it, you know.
He stopped rapping.
He's like, I ain't lip singing along to this shit, but it's like it's one of my, I mean, I got success is my only option, which is a lyric. He says, motherfucking option, failure is not. You know what I mean? That's tattooed on me, so I might be biased, but I mean, it's on my gym playlist.
No, it goes up there with, Eye of the Tiger, and I hate to say this, and it's not a rap song, but I Believe I Could Fly.
That one fell from grace, man. That one felt like the Wagner Chief plane. Like it was just like
I try not to attach. I feel like that song is much bigger than R. Kelly. So it is what it is. That shit come on. I
we
found
sang
myself
that
singing it.
In elementary school. We sang it as the graduating
elementary
class.
School.
Yeah, I want to
that
say
song is that old? No.
Yeah, once Space Jam came out, it had to be at 5th grade.
Oh shit! Damn, niggas old.
Yeah. Man, respect with speculation. Actually, speaking of the Wagner Chief, man, that one happened while you were on vacation. Were you flying the same day that happened when the Prigozhin, his plane crashed?
I don't know. I don't know what day that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. It's not crazy. It was only a matter of time.
You know what was crazy? I told my girl that day, I was like, because we was driving, I think I was driving to work, and I seen a plane flying in the air, and I was like, yo, I said something like, some like nerd shit, like, yo, how do they do it? Like, how do they just take off? How they fly? Like, I just want to learn how they do it. She tried to answer like she knew the answer.
Oh yeah, well the turbulence, the turbines, and
I'm like, what are you talking? Ah man, and then it just the conversation went somewhere where it was just like, I was like, yo, isn't that crazy how many planes don't fly every day and they don't crash? And literally that day, I'm in the gym, and I'm like, this nigga plane crashed. But like you said, it was only a matter of time that Prigozhin, who led a mutiny? Yeah, that almost went off like a full day about a month ago. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty successful.
2 months ago.
2 months ago. It's pretty successful. I thought he was. I thought they killed him a long time ago and just wasn't telling nobody.
That's what when Putin just released him and let him go. I'm like, that's kind of strange. But it ain't gonna lie. There's no way in hell.
So I mean, you got respect for Prigozhin for just like, I ain't ducking and hiding. I'm moving the way I've been moving, or you got speculation for Putin saying it wasn't me, man.
Well,
I ain't got nothing to do with this.
We all know
man.
Putin did it. And Prigozhin, he just comes off as one of those dudes. He knew it was coming, and he's not gonna run from it. It's just like, you know, if I'm gonna live my life and it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Rather than, you know, if it was me, I would have left the fucking state.
Oh man, been out.
I would have like, yo, we out.
Y'all seen me on Twitch. But nah, yeah.
There's
Like,
no way
like,
in hell he thought that Putin was just gonna let him rock.
Yeah, because
Putin don't let nobody rock.
And it was closely. He'd been around him enough to know, you know what I'm saying,
Exactly
how
how
shit
he
goes.
operate.
But yeah, you want it out, I guess. Last one, respect or speculation. Nikki Haley posted something on Twitter, or now known as X. A vote for Joe Biden is a vote for President Kamala Harris. Jamel Hill used to be on ESPN. Responded. So part of the reason racism is such a terrible sickness in this country is because politicians like this know that they can rally a certain base with the fear of, oh my God, a black woman might be president if you don't vote for me. Then we all want to then we want to act all surprised when the most hateful part of the base decides they need to act out on their feelings of hatred. I think Right News was trying to make it seem like Nikki Haley was saying you're racist. No, excuse me. That Jamel Hill was insinuating that Nikki Haley was saying you're racist. You're.
If you vote for Joe Biden, then that means you vote for Kamala Harris, and
basically, like, her statement was racist.
Yeah, I mean, because you're gonna get a black woman.
Yeah, a black woman to be
because eventually Joe Biden, he's old. He's not gonna make it another 4 years.
Exactly,
and she'll end up being the president.
And I don't know if I necessarily want to put those words in Jamel Hill's mouth, but I think she made a good point that whether Nikki Haley is racist or not, she knows the base that she's talking to with a statement like that, and they are racist, and those people aren't afraid to hide it. They're open about it, and she was trying to be a bit covert, whereas that fan base isn't as covert, and they're willing to be extreme with their actions. And I think Jamel brought up a really good point. But do you got respect or speculation for Jamel Hill's comments? Because Jamel Hill also hops on a lot of racially charged topics. Yeah. You know what I mean? And not in a bad way. You know, some people look at it like they don't like the fact that she does that, or that she'll call people out on certain things. But I remember when she first started doing it with Trump. She called Trump a racist. I thought, and this is my own silly, like, selfishness, because I enjoyed her content, that I called her stupid for doing it. Because I'm like, yo, you going to get kicked off of ESPN? Like, I like watching you, you know what I'm saying? But, like, looking back on it, and I've said that was a mistake, that I shouldn't have said that, and that she's entitled to feel the way that she wanted to feel. But, and also, the Trump era just brought a whole new era of just openly saying how you feel about a president, like we've never seen before. But I guess the skepticism is this Jamel Hill just hopping on another hot button topic for racism. So do you think she got a point? You got respect or speculation for Jamel Hill's comments?
I mean, so she could be right. The thing is, I mean, in this particular instance, I think she's right. Right? I do agree that, you know, and it's not only her, it's a certain type of person that everything that happens, it's you know,
race related.
It's related to race. And that I don't like, because I don't always believe that to be the case. But in this instant, you know, politicians, they're not stupid, they're smart. I think the statement that Nikki Haley made was a very broad statement, where it spoke to that base that Jamel Hill is insinuating that she's speaking to, but it also just speaks to the base that what's the reality? The reality is these past 3 years, Kamala Harris, she's been like a ghost essentially. We can, and I'm not calling her, I'm just saying, just for the sake of this conversation, she can't be no fucking president. Like, she don't do nothing. She's weak, blah 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 blah, having nothing to do with race.
Yeah.
And so there's those people that feel that way, right? And so that one statement is a statement that encompasses all the groups essentially that may not want to see Harris in the office or Biden in the office for various reasons. But yeah, I mean, it was a little slick comment.
Did you check out the Republican debate? You were on vacation.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
You didn't see any of it? Oh, okay. Has any of the Republican candidates, I remember Tim Scott, I think, had not just support, but you thought he would be like the front runner or anything like that. If any of the others shown, I don't know, if there's any like points.
I haven't followed any of the candidates like that to be able to say, oh, okay, they sound reasonable. All the loudmouth ones just sound stupid. And then, if you're not loud enough, nobody gonna hear you. And so
DeSantis went to like a prayer vigil for like the Jacksonville shooting victims, and they got like booed. People were like, "Yo, this is your policies, bro. This is you not wanting to teach critical race. You know what I'm saying? In the classrooms, this is you being transphobic. You know what I mean? This is what happens. This is the result of it. And as much as he wanted to keep politics out of it, he's united to that shit. He's connected to it. So, something we gonna see. But Spec, right now I want to take it to my favorite segment. It's called Have You Heard? Basically, I'll see if my guy Spec, he's been away for a while, if he's heard. I know you heard about this one, man, and I gotta just know your thoughts on it, man. We seen the Trump mugshot. You seen it? I've seen it. We all seen it. Did you ever think we would see it? Did you think it would reach the point where he would get fingerprinted? When I saw Rudy Giuliani's mugshot, I was like, all right, we're getting Trump. We're gonna get a Trump mugshot. But I couldn't have said before that I would have thought that we would be seeing it.
Because I just felt there was too much coming down the pipeline for it not to at least get to this point. Now, will he be convicted and all of those things? I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't think there's a right answer, regardless if he gets convicted or not.
Facing 96 counts, if I'm not mistaken.
96 counts. This whole situation is horrible. Because if he gets convicted and has to go to jail, that's going to be terrible for the country. If for whatever reason,
give me the scenario. If he goes to jail?
If he goes to jail, well, so if he goes to jail, it's gonna set a precedent that's obviously never been set before. And if he goes to jail, we better hope he doesn't also win the election, because that's gonna be a shit show.
Because we can win the election first and then end up being.
Oh yeah. And it may be the other way around, because some of these trials are going to be speedy. So they want to happen. So they want it to happen.
So you might be able to still run while locked up.
Yeah, but what will happen is, for sure. But what will happen is, if he won, that means he now has control of the justice. Well, the Justice Department is supposed to be independent, but we all know that's just not true. Yeah. And so he'll have control over the Justice Department. He'll put somebody in the Justice Department that's going to, on the federal level, get rid of all of these things in place. He's going to basically be able to get himself out of jail,
and then
out
lock
of prison.
Up his enemies.
Now, the thing is, there's 4 cases.
Okay.
3 of them are federal. Okay. So he'll be able to easily get off of those. What's going to be interesting is the Georgia case, which is a state case. Federal has no jurisdiction over what goes on in this case in Georgia. That's I believe that's where we seen the mugshot from.
Correct.
So I don't know how that's going to play itself out, but either way, a president in jail, it just
shit show.
It's a shit show. And if you let him off for whatever reason, it's gonna also show, okay, anybody in office can do whatever they want, and you're not really gonna get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
And so there's no right answer. So I'm just
Campaign funding donations going through the roof.
Yup.
Single the day that the mugshot came out, or the following day was the highest day for his campaign.
Yeah.
I think 4 million in one day.
He's
Insane.
using this campaign. Like, I'm going to jail for y'all. I'm doing this. They're crucifying me for y'all.
That's crazy. And selling the t-shirts. And selling the merch.
the
Selling the merch is ridiculous. But I don't blame him for that. I would too.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, from his perspective, do whatever you got to do. Running is his only chance at freedom. Because if he chose not to run and he was just a regular old citizen, he would definitely end up behind bars without a doubt.
1,000%.
So, I mean, this is his only shot at freedom. So he should be doing exactly what he's doing. Let's see where it goes.
Spec, have you heard? The U.S. Open is going down in Queens right now, and players, security staffers, and audience members say Corona Park smells like the sticky, icky.
Oh, really?
A player, the 12th-seeded player, Alexander Zverev, said Court 17 definitely smells like Snoop Dogg's living room. Oh my God, it's everywhere. The whole court smells like weed. I thought it was a girl player. I want to make sure I get her name right. She made an issue of it. Let me see. Maria Sakari. She complained about an overwhelming whiff of pot during her first round loss.
You want to blame weed for niggas losing.
They saying that they getting a contact high from it. They're saying this and that, but I mean,
That's some bullshit. I mean, I don't know where court 17 is. I mean, 17, it sounds like it's in the boonies, right? Like the lower end tickets. So, but come on.
They said the USTA.
Did anybody who actually won complain?
I believe the dude Alexander. I don't think he lost yet, so I think he said that he definitely smelled weed, but he might just be agreeing with his homegirl or something like that. But the USTA spokesperson said that they reviewed video of the midday batch and found no evidence of anyone smoking pot in the stands of Court 17, leading to speculation that it came from Corona Park just outside the gates, because people could smoke in the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's part of the game. Would you complain you play basketball? Let's say we had a basketball tournament. Would you complain about the smell of weed?
Well, no, I mean, because, you grow up in the hood, you play on the court.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what niggas do. So, it ain't nothing.
It's New York.
And it's legal, so what the fuck you expect?
Blame Cuomo. Shout out to Cuomo, man. That is it just changes. It changed society 100%, but it's crazy. I remember how long it took us in New York to have legalization, and then now just going in the store is normal. Something we've all done and gotten stuff, and then it I don't know. I think it just makes everything more simple, right? You imagine you had to travel to New York. You gotta find and connect. You know what I'm saying? You got or hope someone can hook up.
Man, I used to hate having to go buy Nick bags on the corner, like looking over my shoulder where the cops at. Like, I used to hate that, man.
And I see the progression. Like, I seen the store that we have here just transition into what it is now. It's not far from my house. It's like, it is so organized. It's so smooth. It's like, it seems senseless to not, as a city, as a state, I guess it'd be on a state level, to not be doing it. You know what I mean?
It's politics. That's all it boils down to. Politics and religion.
Spec, have you heard? Michael Jackson just celebrated a birthday, and one of his kids, I guess, was getting roasted online because she didn't post anything. Paris, I want to say her name is.
Roasted for not saying happy birthday, Dad?
Roasted by like super. Well, when you got that many fans, like, you know what I'm saying? I think people just feel like they could say whatever they want to whoever they want. Mm-hmm. And she decided to come out and say, my dad wasn't big on celebrating his birthday. Remember, Michael Jackson's Jehovah's Witness, so they don't celebrate holidays, birthday, and all that. I didn't even know it was Michael Jackson's birthday. It was 2 days ago.
Okay,
I didn't know it was Michael Jackson's birthday until she had posted that. It just the entitlement that people feel that they could say how you celebrate your dad's birthday after he passes away. It's silly,
Right.
but do you know? Like, I feel like we don't know a lot about Michael Jackson's kids, like at all. I haven't really kept up, but like just a little trick. Do you know how many kids he has?
I thought it was only 2.
He has 3.
Okay.
He has 3. He has Paris. He has BG, right? And then he has this one I thought was weird. He got a son named Prince. I was like, Michael Jackson got a son named Prince, but Prince Jackson, yeah, I guess Prince is the oldest. Paris was second, and I think remember Blanket? Remember the hanging him over the balcony? I think that's BG.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know to this day though how they look like him. Because they do look like him a little bit. Like,
you say you don't know how they look like him?
Yeah.
Isn't it his sperm?
It's not his face. They look like him after plastic surgery.
Oh.
That's the part that don't make no sense to me. Like how they don't look like him.
Pre-surgery.
Now maybe he found the mother. Maybe he found. I don't know who the mother is. Maybe he found the mother that like had features like him.
Maybe. I mean, he
that's
had
like,
a lot of money.
Yo, look like. I mean, maybe that's not her natural nose, but that's his daughter's. Like that kind of look like Michael Jackson nose. Like the.
Yeah, but he had a cosmetically thing nose. She could have got her nose done.
That's what I'm saying, because she's that old now. Yeah.
Right.
And maybe Till look more like him. I don't know, but. Hey, shout out to Paris though, man. And when I was like, yo, you got a son named Prince? That's the shit that threw me off. But before we get out of here, Spec, 50 Cent hopped on the wave of artists throwing things at the audience. And 50 Cent threw a microphone into the crowd, and I just want to double check, but I believe, yeah, he's a suspect in a criminal battery case.
Oh wow!
Threw a mic and it hit a spectator. I'm gonna show you the video. Now this is weird that he's facing criminal charges, but I guess in Cardi B's case, they felt like Cardi B was justified because something was thrown at her, maybe. Whereas this is just a weird. I don't know.
So the case against Cardi was dropped.
Yeah.
Did she settle? I mean,
no, just never.
Okay.
I think they were called out and they just said we're not charging her with criminal charges. Power 106 radio host Brianna Monaghan was a woman hit, and she filed a police report Wednesday night. Law enforcement tells us they believe 50 threw the mic at his crew in the production area, and it hit the victim.
So they was fucking up with the sound.
That's what it looked like. Yep. Because Cardi B had that too, where she was mad at the DJ.
That.
Yeah, so it and then we've also seen a lot of videos of artists getting hit by stuff in the audience. But yeah, like
no, that's not what happened here.
No, he was mad at his sound guy. It looked like that's probably why he had to change the mic, why he passed the mic. But I've also been to a 50 Cent. I've seen 50 Cent at Summer Jam. I seen 50 Cent get hit with a chair. Somebody threw a plastic chair at him. It just bounced off. He just kept rapping. like it's just wild. But if you missed, yeah, I guess you gotta face criminal charge. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hit your target. You know what I'm saying? At least if the nigga that got hit, that guy that been fucking up, he like, I was fucking up the sound all night. But you gotta hit your. He threw that shit like he threw the baseball.
He's a pretty strong guy.
But
so,
the aim was off, bro.
And Mike's, them shit's heavy.
Oh, you can hear it. Like, remember Cardi B, I think, hit both her targets when she threw it, and you hear that shit on the contact, bro. Like, that shit is it's not fun to get hit with anything, but fucking Mike, like, obviously not. But yeah, 51 for that, bro. that was a wild one. But Spec, it's another episode in the books, my brother. I have done everything from sneeze on myself to spill coffee on myself.
Been one of them episodes.
I done did it all, man. But where can people find you on social media, man?
Nowhere.
You can find your guy DJ Playboy on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, now known as X, as DJ Playboy. At DJ Playboy. You can also find me on Instagram and Threads at Plickapeezy, PLICCAPEEZY. Follow Perfect Talk Podcast on Instagram at Perfect Talk Radio. Check out the website www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. We got a lot of big things on the way for y'all, you know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. Go check us out there. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Make sure you subscribe. Spec what you need them to do.
Smash that like button.
You already know, man. Make sure. Shout out to everybody out there just showing us love and support. Hold on real quick. You know what I said I wanted to do, and I'm gonna be true to my word. I wanted to pick out a comment from one of the videos that's just been getting crazy comments lately, and just read it on air. You know what I'm saying? Give somebody some shine. So this comment came from at Net2000 man, right? And it was on the topic we were talking about, how just migrants in New York, how in New York City, it's becoming an issue, how Mayor Adams had them outside of the Roosevelt Hotel, sleeping outside, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he was doing it for a publicity stunt, but Kathy Hochul called him out about it. We're dealing with it, but we have migrants up here as well. And Net2000 man said on that video, if you don't agree with governors shipping migrants to your cities or towns, you should start voting out the politicians that have outspokenly stated that they are sanctuary states or cities. The solution is that simple. As a former New Yorker born and raised, I moved my family out of New York precisely because I saw the writing on the wall. So happy I did, and just hope the rest of you come to your senses before it's too late. Peace and God bless from sunny, beautiful Florida. So, I mean, you went from New York to Florida. That's it's a bit more. I'm sure you're dealing with immigration. You know what I'm saying? Pretty rampant out there. But you know what I mean. But at least shout out to you for leaving a comment, and
we appreciate you,
yeah,
brother.
check it out. And no matter, y'all don't always gotta agree with us. You know what I'm saying? And even if you don't agree with us, be respectful. We ain't gonna give you no shine if you ain't respectful. But say how you feel. You know what I mean? So shout out to you out there, bro. And keep leaving them comments. I'm gonna keep showcasing y'all. And definitely, man, just keep supporting the movement. Shout out to everybody out there. Spec, you can check out Perfect Talk Podcast also real quick on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, like I said, YouTube, just Spotify, just everything, man. Go check us out there. Please support, leave a comment, leave a review. The algorithm loves that. And we're going to keep doing what we do. Spec, fresh from vacation, you watching anything new?
No, man, I'm just trying to get caught up.
Caught up, right? You ready for the fall?
I've barely been watching TV.
You ready for the fall?
Yeah,
Some of them flew by, bro.
But the weather's been terrible.
It's been a fall.
Raining.
It felt like an early fall, right? Like we skipped August and went straight to fall. But like it, no, I'm ready for fall. I like fall. I like football's back. You know what I'm saying? Last season I wasn't in it as much, so I'm trying to be a little bit more into it. I was gonna hit up. Shout out Bookstore Ricky. Shout out to everybody out there in Florida too, dealing with the hurricane. Throw some prayers with y'all. But Bookstore Ricky out there in Florida, I was gonna hit him up and be like, "Yo, you think we should bring back the fantasy football?" And then I think like halfway through that thought, I was like, I don't even feel like doing that shit. I'm not with it. But shout out to everybody out there that got love for fantasy football and the patience to keep up with it. At some point in my life will be back. You know what I'm saying, where I could do that, but it ain't really there right now, man. And another episode in the book, Spec. We gonna get up out of here, but say goodbye to the people.
Yes, sir. Deuces, people.
Peace.
Upper.